Welcome to a special edition of the Real Atomic Toy Chest of Doom. And today we're going to be doing a Halloween haul. And we're going to start with this guy, who is the 9-inch jack-o'-lantern from Target. In fact, everything in this video is going to be from Target today. So let's get going.
Tonight on Stuff I Bought
At Target. All right, the jack-o'-lantern right here is 9 inches in diameter. It's part of the Hide and Eek collection from Target. And it's lit, of course. Works on batteries, so you don't have to worry about that if you want to have this outside. Don't have to have an outlet nearby. And I think it kind of captures the spirit of the vintage jack-o'-lantern. And that was one of two things we were looking for when we were buying Decor this year. We wanted things that had a bit of a vintage look to them instead of, ultra modern. And we also wanted things that were pretty much kid friendly. Most of the trick-or-treaters in our neighborhood end up being on the young side of 10. So we didn't want to go too horrific. And I think this fits the bill. Next piece we have for you is also from the Hide and Eek collection. It's just called the Skull on the tag. And you can see right away that this is a little bit different. It's very stylistic. It's not ultra realistic like some skulls you'll see at different stores at this time of year. It's got kind of an antique or vintage look, if you ask me. I like it. And it came in 3 different colors, or maybe one color. In the absence of color, it came in white and black in addition to this. The white was very traditional. The black, you see quite a few skulls in that color. But the orange really caught my attention, not only because it's my favorite color, but because I just think it works for something that we don't want to be too scary, again, with the idea of a lot of young kids coming to the door. But we definitely want the skulls to be represented. So here it is lit up in all its glory. Really like the way that projects to the camera and in person. All right, here's our third purchase. And we left this behind at one store because it didn't have a price on it. But the next time we saw it, we grabbed it. It was $10. And by the way, if I didn't say as much, the last 2 items were each $10 as well. Of course, this is Frankenstein. And it's a beautiful blow mold, right? It's got the boo on there, which is very kid friendly. And this is Frankenstein the monster with a lot of the more horrific Boris Karloff, Glenn Strange elements removed. He's kind of had some Botox there. He just looks a little bit less old, a little bit less haggard, and a little bit more friendly. And I just think this is a great piece. Can't wait to share it on Halloween night. And here it is all lit up. And I think that's a nice effect. The green coming through on the skin, and you've got the orange on the boo. So I was very happy to get this one. Again, is it super vintagey or antique looking? Well, maybe not. Again, not a lot of Frankensteins represented in the world of blow molds in the past, but I think it fits. Hopefully you do too. This next blow mold is called the Stacked Skulls for obvious reasons. And again, the skull motif, you might say, it's not super kid friendly, and I'm not going to disagree with you in most cases. But again, I think this one is so stylized, so cartoonish, if you will, that it can just make the cut. It can make the cut. And it also fit into our criteria of looking a little bit on the antique and vintage side. I think it does. It fits well with some of the blow molds I've seen from the 70s and the 60s and the 80s. So here it is all lit up. And they did a really good job on this one. Sometimes when you see something like a stack of skulls, 1 or 2 of the skulls in the sequence might not be lit as well as the others, but this one, it really does affect everything, the light inside. All right, one more to go. This item we bought from Target, but not the least, is this Frankenstein monster mask. And I know it's not a blow mold. We were looking kind of, I wouldn't say exclusively, but mostly for blow molds this season. That's kind of a hole in our collection. But we couldn't pass this one up, especially when we bought the Frankenstein blow mold. We thought this went right with it. Again, kind of a cartoonish version of Frankenstein, but the colors are fantastic and it's very kid friendly. And the last thing to mention about this is it's supposed to glow under black light. And if I can grab a black light, maybe I'll pop in a shot showing that. And that's it. That's what we picked up at Target this year. Thank you for joining us for this Halloween haul from Target. If you enjoyed it, there's a few others in the series, one on the dollar store, Dollar Tree. We have another one on At Home and Michael's, and a couple others as well. So please look for those. Have a nice day and happy Halloween. There's a whole lot more in the Real Toy Chest of Doom. Gently tap the subscribe button to ensure that you're not shut out from any of the play. Cheers.